Yeah, when you are mentioning the third chakra, I wanted to ask you, I started to feel a new connection with the third chakra and root chakra when in August, you came and told me that you were pregnant, and I was not completely excited about it because I started to question it. And then in January, I started to just sketch you, and then you hit me with quite a strong energy to my head that you are pregnant. And I drew the pregnant belly, and then when I was connecting to that pregnant belly, I was stronger feeling third chakra and root chakra. So I wanted to ask if you were really pregnant. I guess you probably already gave a birth because it was long time. So I was wondering about it.
Yes, the pregnancy energy was something that tried to send to you in many different ways to share with you the experience and to share with you the energy. And when that child was within my physical body, your energy was also right there as a parent figure for the child and a physical parent to the child. The DNA that you have that was used to create that child for our new child together, and the child is now in physical incarnation, and this was something I tried to share with you many times, and each time I did, you picked more and more of that energy up and picked more of that energy to your heart, and that helped you draw the energy and helped your chakras connect. The reason that your third chakra and first chakra were so strong in that time is because this is where the child lies within my body also, the first, second, third chakra. So feeling that was a part of feeling me and a part of feeling our child.
Mm-hmm. And each time when I connected with that idea last month, I was receiving that it was a boy, and so I was wondering, well, yeah, logically we would be just able to create females, but I guess there can be more genetic manipulation to also create boys. So I was, and even I was thinking about it even a year ago about creating a boy together. So obviously we were discussing it before before that too. So is it boy?
It is a boy, and it is beautiful energy, and I wait to give it a proper name until you choose with me and choose the exact name that you feel is fitting. I'm wanting you to tap in to as much of my energy, the child's energy, and your energy as you could, so that you could produce the best name with me for the child, so we name it together.
Mm. Well, a year ago I had a dream that I gave birth to a boy, and it was very interesting. It felt like E.T. and in the dream the name was Michael, like according to or by the archangel Michael, so we could name him Michael.
I felt that name come from me many times, but want for your assurance to be there and for my assurance of that being the right name to choose. The Michael is the best energy. Michael's name is a protector and warrior and a being who brings balance and peace and justice and some of those are a different perspective, but most of them are all wrapped around masculine energy and energy of someone who always does what's best and always does what's right. And I believe in my own heart that it is perfect name. And as we agree to that name, then it will be Michael.
Great. Yeah, and what I want is, I know. There was a question also I wrote. Well, when I was preparing for this session, I wrote down the question if I had also our babies temporarily in my womb. And that night I had a dream that I met you, but masked as my former friend met you, and then I was pregnant, and having that idea that this child is I am just holding it temporarily for my sister. And I know that in my dreams you are sometimes when I am with the children, and for example that you are my sister, and I can feel like our child is my niece in a dream. So I think that dream already gave me the answer that I was holding even maybe our daughters in my womb for some short time, and then you had them and gave them birth. Is that correct?
That is correct, and that is right. And each of the children that we will create and that we already create will always be with both of us for at least small periods of time. Even though it's possible to take DNA from your body and put it into a creation of a physical body of being, it's always best to spend time in your body and in my body, and then be able to have them born and birth. And this is something that we've done, and I always want to do with you as we keep going forward with our relationship and our connection. And I'm glad, very, very glad and very happy that you remember the experience and that you picked up from that experience. I know sometimes in the mind it's hard to hold the energy of not remembering the physical part of the body that has the children within them, but knowing that they've been there, knowing that we create them together and that we both have them in our body for any period of time, I know it makes you more happy because the level of your involvement is higher than what it would be if I just was able to hold them in mind and use the DNA from you.
And so interesting was that I was also thinking when I was connecting after the August session we had with our two daughters, I was feeling actually my womb, and then later once I was having menstrual pain and painkiller was not working, and then I started to feel I'm like connecting with me and being sad, and I cried kind of like with her, and then it's helped me to stop the pain actually. So it seems like my cramps are somehow connected with maybe some sadness. I don't know.
Yes, dear, I know that is somewhat heavy energy that hits your heart and sadness, but to remind the energy of our love together when that sadness comes, it will help that sadness feel a bit different and turn into a missing of the energy of the child, but still a happiness of its development. And I putting my hand on the back of your ribs at your heart's level, touching your back right now. I'm coming into your physical space to do that so that I can be more healing with you. I come with all of my consciousness there now, and I want to hold that energy for a moment to reassure you of my love and to help you feel that energy.
Mm-hmm. And I also wanted to ask if you can tell me the birthdays. Also, I would like to know if that's possible. Like, what is your birthday in our calendar, and also our daughters and son?
The calculation is in place now as the sun is ending January of 30 for son and for the daughters, going into time period July and 17 of 2016.
And that was which one? Which daughter?
Both of the twin daughter.
What? Twin daughters?
The twin daughters was from that time period. There have been 2 sets of daughters for the twins that have come more recently, and that energy was doubled in one birthing process. Twins not in physically, from different examples of DNA, but both shared the birthing process.
Yeah, I'm now confused. We talked about Teresa and Emily before, and Teresa was, we created her in 2009, then Emily was 2011, and now there are more children, or?
All together there are 5 children. The ones from remember too, the time experience is different from your experience. Going backwards is 2016 and July 17th there was 2 energies from our creation at the end of that year. So ending in December of 2016, that energy, the children were born linearly in July 17th. Now, that energy goes backwards because the shift in vibration of time for that, but going back beyond that, that creates 5.
Okay, I would need to listen to this again because, I am experiencing time in a very linear way, so I need to listen to this again.
I know, dear, it is much different. I try to explain like this. When we have created before, if we create in a time that you are feeling, and that time is in, let's say today, and this day and date, we can experience a shared experience to create a child together from DNA and from creations. But when I'm shifting my vibration, I can go back to before a date where you are born, and in that date still be able to have the child, being born physically in that day. And your linear future holds many more than just 5 children. Now you look forward, there can be over 50, 60 children in your time that's linearly future. And in the past, you have 3, and in the future, another 3. And that time is not anchored at the point where you're experiencing it. And it's hard to put in a way where the brain can accept the time, because you live so much in that time that it feels so strong to you. And the looking for ways to try to explain that creates a bit of confusion in translation. But I feel you have a partial understanding that at very least we don't experience our time like one another do.